Hey traders, John Howell here. Market's actually getting a bit of a bounce today. Wonder why? Isn't the market supposed to be crashing? Man, did you see oil today as well too? Oil, big pullback. Maybe we're going through that shift that I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. Maybe, just maybe. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. Before I do start guys, make sure a bit of a housekeeping for you, right? Only for $4. If you need some help, then grab that Master Trader bundle. You're about to learn my top 4 chart reading and trading techniques that you can use on any market for only $4 so that you can improve your success rate, take the confusion out of the market, and understand what's going on right now. $4, a Master Trader bundle, plus you get a bit of a trading system in there. It will definitely help you out, but also you get a bit of a money back guarantee as well too. So if you don't like it, guess what? I'll refund you your $4 and you can keep the course. All right, just go get the help. $4 today. Link in the description. So let's have a look at the good old stocky market. So the stocky market is doing what? Stocky market's actually getting a bit of a bounce today, isn't it? Interesting. Doesn't mean it's over not yet, but there's a few things that I've been watching for over the last couple of days that I've been alerting you guys to say, oh, maybe, just maybe we're finding a big massive bottom in the markets. Most people are actually looking for a big crash in the markets. That tells me we're probably getting ready for a big bull run. I was just talking with my private clients recently, and we're talking about what's going on in the markets right now, and it looks like there's a bit of a big shift happening right now. So, for example, what we're looking at right now is a lot of the commodity prices. Okay, so you can see. Let me just do this here. So you see that we have soybeans has been down, wheat's been down, cane is down, wood is definitely down. All right. What else is down? Let's go have a look here. Then we go look at, say, something like the USO. USO is actually starting to break out as well too. So big breakout on the USO through there. So that tells me we're getting a lot of pressure on the downside on these inflationary in these inflationary things, which is creating that shift. Some of the titles have been saying there's a shift coming, there's a shift coming, there's a shift coming, and one of the shifts has been when we get the inflation number start to pull back. That could possibly start to create a bit of a shift in what the Fed does and also how the markets react and respond. So we could be in the verge of having that shift before we see a massive, incredible bull run out of the markets. I know people call me crazy for that, right? But it's okay. That's okay. That's my opinion, right? And so my opinion is based on what's happening with the markets now. So we see what's going on right now with the markets, okay? We see what's happening through here. So we had this big down move through here, and now we're getting through, and now we're getting this bit of a bounce today. And so right now, this could quite possibly be starting a new upward trend through here. Okay, we did go through a bit of a nice upward trend all the way up, making these higher lows all the way up, as you can see. Then we started making these lower highs on the way down. Okay, we had a very big, strong capitulation move. And now we've rallied back up to make a high. This could be a higher low, and then away we go. Okay, because it's a trend change through there. It's a trend change. In that $4 trading course, video number 1, it's about 30-minute video walking through just understanding how to read the trend analysis. That's just video number 1. And so we could see that through there, but also look at the moving average. Look where the moving average is trending. Okay, moving average is still trending up very strongly, which is creating a pull in the markets, right? The moving average is like the stream. It's like the current. It's like the rip in the beach, right? Is that you can't fight against it. Okay, so if we have, whenever we get the market doing something, but the moving average doing the opposite, we generally get a bit of a snapback. And what I mean by that is this: is that if the moving average is starting to trend up, but then suddenly the market then starts to pull back, and we start to get a bit of a drop, or we start to get a drop, and it drops and it drops and it drops and it drops down through here. Guess what? And the moving average is still trending up through there. Guess what's likely to happen? We're likely to get this, and then we're likely to get a bit of a snapback to go back with momentum, right? This is a big thing that a lot of people miss when it comes to gold by using this one technique. Okay, so using this one technique that I was talking about with gold, this is how I actually called the drop in gold. If I go back to here, a lot of people right back here were saying what? A lot of people back here were saying the commitment traders report, the market's going to go for a big move. But if I squeeze my charts up, where is the moving average? You've got this here, you've got strong up, flat, or strong down. Strong up means strong momentum to the upside. Flat means there's no momentum. And strong down equals what? Strong down equals strong momentum on the downside, right? So look what we have here. See how this is very, 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 very strong on the downside? But we're getting what? We're getting a market going up, but the moving average was strong trend on the downside. That tells you what? The market's probably going to start to fall along with that strong moving average. And as you can see, it's exactly what actually happened. It came straight down, and now we're actually creating a bit of a double bottom through here. So that's what we're looking. That's what I'm looking at through there when it comes to the good old stock market through there. We're getting a bit of a bounce. Also with the GDX as well too. I actually started the call. I started to say this is probably going to be a false breakout. We're getting towards the end of this move on the GDX, and I believe we're going to start to see a bit of a turnaround based off the analysis of that we've just done so much. We've used so much energy. If this is one of the first times you've heard of me, the market uses energy. The market's like an energy. If the market goes, the market's going up, the market's using a lot of energy, right? It's going up, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up, it's using a lot of energy. And then there comes a point in time where the buyers start to get tired, and then the market pulls back. Same thing for the downside. If the sellers are selling it, they're selling it, they're selling it, they're selling it, selling it, they're selling it, they're selling it, and it's like an energy field, right? And then they start to get tired, and they might do that. They might get one last little sell, and then they get tired, and then the market pulls back. Okay, we're tired of selling now, and that's what creates these patterns, right? It's like it's what's called the energy. To use a lot of energy, you need also a bit of time. And so if I look at the weekly charts, using that analysis, what I just shared with you, look at this here. We've gone down so much, little up move, down so much. This is probably going to be the end of this move before we start to see something like that, like a big turnaround in the markets through there. And that's the reason why I was doing what I did, the video that I was talking about yesterday in the market. Let's go have a look at silver here for a minute. Silver, same sort of thing. Look at this here. I was talking about silver yesterday as well too, being a false breakout, meaning we broke below here. And this here is probably going to be a false breakout with silver before we start to see at least this breakout is probably going to be false before we start to see at least a move back up like that when it comes to the good old gold price. Now, one thing I want to share with you is oil. Check this out. Look at this here. Look at oil. Oil is really starting to get bring on some big selling in the markets through here. So, are we about to see? To me, it looks like that the inflationary prices are starting to see that shift that I've always been seeing, and I've been saying for the last couple of months that we've seen a massive spike in inflation, and something is going to cause this inflation to have a pullback. When we get the pullback in inflation, then we're probably likely to start to see the market shifting, and then away we go again. Okay, so we are getting that as we walk through the commodity prices and we walk through this here. We are getting that compression now on the downside when it comes to inflationary. Okay, now why this is happening, we can definitely speculate on why this is happening, but just think about this from a common sense. Everything just goes in cycles, right? Nothing just keeps going straight up. And that's where most people will focus on the here and now. Oh, inflation. And you listen to Peter Schiff, he just says this thing's not going to stop, it's going to keep going up. Come on, nothing does that. Nothing just keeps going straight up and up. And if it does keep going straight up and up and up, guess what? We end up getting that. Everything. If we get a massive move to the upside on anything, that's called a bubble, and bubbles crash, okay? So if anything has a massive spike out of nowhere, then guess what happens? We generally get a pullback. Nothing just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. And if it does, then guess what? We start to have a big crash, right? And some people, and I talked about this with if I looked at this with Bitcoin and we go to our monthly charts, this is the reason why people had a go at me when it comes to Bitcoin. It's like you. My thing is this, okay? Last year, the end of last year, I was screaming people do not be getting into cryptocurrencies. I didn't get into cryptocurrencies. I made some good profits shorting it, right? But there's no way I was getting into cryptocurrencies last year. Why? Because we're in a bubble. Remember I said before, look at this here. Is that straight up or what? Is that vertical or what? Yeah. Now, when something goes vertical like this, guess what? It's a bubble. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Right? And then look what happens. What happens with the bubble? It eventually does this on you. Okay? So whenever you're moving forward, and I'm not having a go at Bitcoin, this is how all markets work. Okay? This is how all markets work. If you see something go straight up like that, I wish if I could buy a 5-year put option up here around 60 or 70,000, if I could even at 55,000 or even 50,000, if I could buy a 5-year put option, I would on it, right? Because look what happened here. Everyone got sucked into it. And so the whole thing about that is that if we do a big move like this is essentially what actually happened with the inflation rate, right? The inflation went absolutely just bonkers, and everyone out there that, it's going to keep going, it's going to keep going, it's going to keep going, it's going to keep going. Everyone out there is really, really, really worried about inflation keep going because it's traders. Life doesn't work like that. We go in cycles, right? And that's when we step back and we look at this from a logical point of view, it's like, oh yeah, everything goes in cycles. So if we can look at that from a logical point of view, okay, this has done too much price. Okay, it's done too much price. We have done too much energy. We're in a big bubble right now because it's just gone vertical. Nothing like even BBY. Look at BBY as an example. Right, we use this as an example. BBY. What was it? BBY. I think it was. Yeah, look at this one here. What happened here with BBBY? Oh, come on now. There we go. Right. Look at this. When anything makes a big vertical move like this, guess what? It's a bubble, and guess what's inevitably going to happen? Right. We get that. It's like anything does that. So whenever you look at a chart and you see something like this, that's not a bubble. That's just a nice, good bull market. We may get a pullback for a while and away we go again. But whenever you see something like this, when the market does something like this, and then something just goes straight up like that, that's a vertical spike. Vertical spike equals bubble. Okay? Now, traders, to me, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to fall in love with anything. I don't love anything. I like making money, right? I don't love the Bitcoin. I don't love the Forex. I don't love the futures. I don't love that. I don't love the stock market. I actually like all those markets because it gives me opportunities to do really well from trading. So I hope this helps you out today, traders. Remember that very first link in the description, guys. Grab that $4 bundle. And if you want to learn more about the stuff that I'm talking about today, again, because I go into a lot more detail with that, there's probably about 3 or 4 hours worth of training on that there. That, when it comes to the bubble analysis and so on and so forth. So just go get that, guys. I promise you it's going to really help you out.